My name is
Ladies
Marcus.
and gentlemen, welcome to the most insane mega ramp in GTA 5 history. I'm talking sky-high stunts, zero-gravity jumps, and crashes so wild, buckle up because this ride's gonna be absolute chaos.
Have a proper home office instead of working from my bed. I saved for 7 years, skipped trips my friends took to Europe, drove a 15-year-old Honda while my colleagues upgraded to Teslas, ate more meal prep than any human should have to endure. Every decision was calculated around this one goal. When I got the keys, I spent an entire weekend just walking through the empty rooms, letting it sink in that this was actually mine. I invited my family over for a housewarming brunch that Sunday. My parents, my younger sister Vanessa, my aunt and uncle. I made mimosas, bought bagels from the expensive place, even printed little cards with fun facts about the neighborhood. 7 a.m. came and went, then 8, then 9. By 10, the bagels were stale and the mimosas were warm. I sat alone at my new dining table, checking my phone every 30 seconds, convinced there must be traffic or some emergency. At 10:45, my phone finally rang. Dad. Hey Marcus, sorry we couldn't make it. Couldn't make it? Like it was a casual suggestion, not a planned event I'd been texting about all week. What happened? Is everyone okay? Oh, everyone's fine. We just got to talking with Vanessa about her situation and, well, we think there might be a better use for your place. I felt my stomach drop. What do you mean, better use? Vanessa and Tom are getting married next year. They're going to need somewhere to live, and your townhouse would be perfect for starting a family. You're still single, so you don't really need all that space. I sat there in silence, gripping the phone. Marcus? You there? You're saying you skipped my housewarming to discuss me giving Vanessa my house? Not giving, Dad said, like he was being reasonable. We're thinking you could sell it to her at a discount, family rate, or maybe let them rent it until they can afford to buy. Your apartment was fine before, wasn't it? I'd sold my apartment to afford the down payment on the townhouse. I can't believe this, I said quietly. Don't be dramatic. We're just thinking practically here. Vanessa needs stability for her future children. You can buy another place later when you meet someone. I hung up without responding. For the rest of the day, I sat in my empty townhouse, surrounded by fancy bagels nobody ate, trying to process what had just happened. That evening, Vanessa texted, "Heard about the townhouse idea. Can Tom and I come see it this week? Want to know if the master bedroom fits a crib?" I didn't respond. 2 days later, Mom called. "Marcus, we need to talk about your attitude. Vanessa is very hurt that you're ignoring her. She's trying to include you in her planning process. She wants to include me in planning how to take my house? It's not taking if you're family. Besides, you make more money than she does. It's only fair that you help her get started. I worked for 7 years to buy this place. And you'll work for 7 more years and buy another one. But Vanessa needs it now. She's getting married, Marcus. This is a critical time in her life." Over the next week, the pressure intensified. My uncle called to say I was being selfish. My aunt sent a long text about family values. Even Vanessa's fiance, Tom, messaged me. "Hey man, I know this is awkward, but Vanessa's been crying a lot. Can we at least talk about options?" I started avoiding family calls entirely. Then one Saturday, I came home from grocery shopping to find my parents and Vanessa in my driveway. Vanessa was taking photos of the front of the townhouse. "What are you doing?" Mom smiled brightly. "We brought Vanessa by to see the place. She wanted to get a feel for the layout." "I didn't give you permission to be here." Vanessa lowered her phone. "Marcus, don't be weird. Mom has always had your spare key." "From my apartment? This isn't my apartment." Dad crossed his arms. "We're your family. You can't just lock us out. This is my house. For now," Vanessa said under her breath. That night, I had all the locks changed and didn't give anyone the new keys. The fallout was immediate. Mom called me crying, saying I was building walls between us. Dad left a voicemail calling me ungrateful for everything they'd sacrificed raising me. Vanessa posted something vague on social media about people who forget where they came from. I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. A week later, a real estate agent called me. "Hi, is this Marcus Chen? I was contacted by a Vanessa Chen about potentially listing your property." My blood ran cold. "What?" "She said she was your sister and that you were interested in selling. I just wanted to confirm before we scheduled a showing." "I'm not selling. Please don't contact me again." I called Vanessa immediately. She answered on the third ring, sounding annoyed. "Did you call a real estate agent about my house? I was just trying to help move things along. You're clearly not going to do it yourself." "Because I'm not selling. You're being ridiculous. Tom and I already told our friends we're moving into a townhouse. Do you know how embarrassing it is to have to tell them that fell through because my brother is being petty?" I hung up and sat in my living room, hands shaking. That's when I made a decision. I wasn't going to keep playing defense. It was time to make it crystal clear that this house wasn't up for negotiation. I called a lawyer the next morning. She listened to my story and said, "You have several options here. The most effective would be a formal cease and desist letter, followed by trespassing charges if they continue." I had her draft the letter immediately. When my parents received it, my phone exploded. Texts, calls, voicemails ranging from shocked to furious. "Dad, you're suing your own family?" "Mom, how could you do this to your sister?" "Vanessa, you're dead to me." I didn't respond to any of them. Instead, I focused on making my townhouse actually feel like home. I bought furniture, hung artwork, planted herbs on my rooftop deck. I invited work friends over for dinner parties. I started a weekly poker night. Every improvement felt like reclaiming something they'd tried to take from me. 3 months later, I heard through a mutual friend that Vanessa and Tom had bought a condo across town. It was smaller than they wanted, and Vanessa was apparently still complaining about how I'd ruined her dreams. My parents sent one final text. "We hope you're happy. You chose a house over your family." I looked around my living room, at the life I'd built, at the space that was entirely mine, and realized something. I didn't choose a house over my family. I chose myself over people who thought they were entitled to the results of my hard work simply because we shared DNA. And honestly, I'd make the same choice again. So here's my question. When does family obligation end and self-preservation begin? And is it wrong to protect what you've earned when the people who should celebrate you are trying to take it away? What would you do?